Okay, so today we have 3 new laptops from Asus. These are all the new Asus Zenbook OLED series. The base variant has the latest i5 13th generation, 16GB DDR5 RAM, 2.8K display. But you know what's the most highlighted feature here? Well, all the 3 laptops have an OLED screen, and we all know when it comes to display, OLED is the best. But here's an interesting question. Why don't more and more laptops have OLED screen? Like, it is very common for smartphones, but why not laptops? And an even bigger question, should you buy an OLED laptop? Well, to find that out, we have been using all the 3 laptops for quite a while now, and there are some really interesting things to talk about, so stick around till the end of the video. Let's begin. Now, before we start, this video is made in collaboration with Asus, and we have 3 different OLED laptops. These are i5 and i7 variant, and we'll be mostly talking about the i7 variant, but most things are the same among all 3 laptops. We'll mention the difference wherever necessary. Okay, so with that out of the way, I believe there are 3 key elements in this laptop series which sets it aside from other Windows laptop out there. Beginning with my favorite, the design. Like, the first time I held this laptop, I was like, wow, this is so light. Like, see here, it weighs around only like 1 kg. 1.04 kg to be exact. For a laptop, that is very impressive. Because if you have to travel a lot with your laptop, maybe you have to carry it to college or office daily, this is like a slim laptop. Like, I mean, not just the weight. Like, see here, side by side, it is as thin as this notebook. It looks very sleek and modern. You get this minimal looking design on the top. Plus, all the laptops in this series look and feel very good. However, these 2 variants, the 2 elder brothers, they are made entirely from military grade aluminum, meaning you can roughly use them without any issue. That being said, the younger brother here has a trick up its sleeve. I'll get to that in just a moment. Hang on. And since we are on the subject of build quality, all the 3 laptops have a good hinge. Like, you can open them easily with just one hand. And have a look here, when you open the lid, the keyboard sort of lifts up like this. This makes the typing experience more comfortable. Plus, since it's so light, I've been using it on my lap quite often. And see, it is such a comfortable experience. There's no screen wobble or anything. All the 3 laptops get a 1080p webcam, and this is how the video and mic quality is. And hang on, let me turn on AI noise cancelling microphone. And see how the mic quality now gets better. Now back to the screen, the highlight feature of the new Zenbook series is the display. Like, you get a 13.3-inch 2.8K 90Hz OLED display. Now we all know when it comes to display quality, OLED displays have one of the best media watching experience. Like, I was watching Witcher 3 on it, and the color, sharpness, everything is so nice. I mean, just for comparison, see, we have the M2 MacBook Air, which has an IPS LCD display, and I'll play the trailer of Jawan on both. See, the video looks so dark, crisp and better on the OLED screen. That being said, when it comes to OLED display, there is always that issue with display burn-in. For those of you who don't know, burn-in happens when elements on the screen remain visible after the display is turned off, and that is hardware damage. So to prevent this from happening, Asus has implemented a software feature called Pixel Shift. Now, I can't really show you on screen over here, but this technically is very common in AMOLED phones. Like, when you have an always-on display, the position of the clock shifts from time to time to avoid screen burn-in. Same thing happens here. The icons and all are moved from time to time, and this feature is turned on by default. You cannot turn it off. Besides this, the audio experience is good too. Like, for a Windows laptop, the sound is above average, and for this size, it's pretty great. Generally, in most Windows laptops, the speakers are bottom firing, which completely muffles the sound. But here, if you see, the speakers are placed in the side in this manner, so there is nothing blocking the sound. Plus, Asus has added this option called volume booster. So this is how the normal audio sounds. And now this is with the volume booster turned on. See, you can instantly see the difference. I mean, hear it. And this is the only laptop in this list that can do a full 360 and become a tablet, and of course you get a touchscreen here. The elder brother also has a touchscreen, but it is not as flexible as the younger one. It can just be flat. And well, the middle child, like most middle child, suffers a lot. It does not even have a touchscreen. Moving on to the third key element of the Zenbook series, and that is performance. Like, all the 3 laptops come with the latest 13th gen Intel processor with 16GB DDR5 RAM and 512GB SSD storage. The base variant here is i5 1340p, then the middle child with i7 1355U, and finally the big brother with i7 1360p. Now, I know Intel's naming scheme is pretty weird, but to make things simple, i7 is greater than i5 and the P series is greater than the U series. We have done a dedicated video on this naming scheme with a proper laptop buying guide. If you want more clarity, you can go check out that video over here. That being said, I would say the performance of all the laptop in the Zenbook series is good. Like, without a doubt, it can do day-to-day tasks better. Like, these are more of a creator laptop. So let me show you Photoshop on the base model. I have this PSD file here. This is one of our thumbnails and it has about 10-15 layers if you see, and we can easily move any of the photo images and the layers, and there's absolutely no lag or stutter. Same goes for video editing. See, I'll open Premiere Pro, drag and drop a 4K file, apply a color grade, even the playback is smooth. But of course, if you do heavy video editing with multiple footages, LUTs, layers and all of that, then I would recommend getting the i7 variant. And since we are talking about performance, all three laptops are Intel Evo certified. For those of you who don't know, Intel Evo certification is given only if a laptop meets certain requirements. Let me show you two of those requirements here. Number one, the laptop must have less than 1 second wake up time from sleep. And let's test that out. So I'll open the lid and voila. That was fast, instantaneous. Number two, the laptop must have Thunderbolt 4 support, or it must charge via the Type-C port. So see, if I put in the charger over here, the laptop charges. And speaking of charging, the battery life here is pretty good. Like in my use case, I was getting easily around 8 to 9 hours of battery life. Like if I charge 100% at 9 AM in the morning, it would easily last my entire day work till 6:30. Plus you get 65 watts charging with all the laptops, so it can charge to 100% in about 1 hour or so. Besides these, all the laptops have most of the necessary ports. You get USB-A port, headphone jack, Type-C Thunderbolt port and HDMI port. That being said, there is no SD card reader. Like only the topmost variant has a card reader, but that too is micro SD. So maybe Asus can look into this, since these are targeted at content creators and SD card reader in that sense is a must-have feature. Other than that, the keyboard and trackpad on all the laptops here are good. Like I have a good typing experience. The trackpad also supports all the gestures. The only thing here is, since these are slim laptops, there is a bit of deck flex, but nothing major you won't feel while typing in day-to-day use. So that was the all-new Asus Zenbook OLED series. I really love the slim profile. Performance here is good for a notebook, but the best part I would say is the 2K touchscreen OLED display. It is one of the best out there. Now these are premium OLED notebooks, so the price starts at 1.02 lakhs and goes all the way up to this i7 one, which costs 1.3 lakh. Yes, it's expensive, but boy, this thing is so light and handy in the hand. If you have the money, probably one of the best premium Windows notebook out there. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew, pew.